Biff Rose. I'll tell about those ancient days, ere history penetrates the haze, ere human eyes were there to gaze, when earth was all primeval. Worms and germs and rocks and sod were ready at the slightest nod of quite an inexperienced god to go into upheaval. Not even Adam had appeared. Sin was nothing to be feared. This was before all men were queered by apple-eating ladies. In fact, in those days, don't forget, the Lord had made no devils yet, for yet the Lord had never met a fit recruit for Hades. There was no mammoth, fish, or seal, Fatimas, pepsodent, or veal, no radio or movie reel, no Buick, Bean, or Bendix, no pterodactyl, fudge, or Lux, no Sal Hepatica or ducks, no Nazis, communist, or clucks, no man, and of course no appendix. Well, in that very distant day, in June, July, or August, say, 2 living specks of matter lay in Egypt or Samoa. 2 earless, eyeless, skinless specks with neither craniums nor necks, nor any sign of soul or sex. In short, 2 protozoa. Now, organisms of this kind are rather flimsily designed, with neither skin nor bones to bind the parts to one another. So when the larger of these 2 went rolling into pastures new, she knocked her plasm all askew, enveloping her brother. Well, never mollusk, worm, nor slug, nor animalculus, nor bug had hitherto enjoyed a hug. God wasn't sentimental. He planned no species to reveal the slightest hint of sex appeal. And yet this hug appeared too real to call it accidental. Approaching closer to observe, God thought he saw a certain verb, a quickening of plasmic nerve unquestionably striking. The sky, the sun, the sea, the land were things the Lord could understand, but here was something quite unplanned and scarcely to his liking. Judicially he held his ire, deciding he would first inquire what set those little cells afire, in ways uncontemplated. But alas, neither had a mouth nor beak, and therefore neither one could speak. All language was the same as Greek, and that's where Greek originated. Alas, I forgot to state, God early had invented fate. It now was definitely late to check the spreading virus. Though both were silent, well, he knew his suspicions had come true. It was evident the 2 were mutually desirous. To be explicit and exact, from that day on the cards were stacked. The germ of love became a fact, embedded in their plasm. With lightning flash and thunder roll, an angry God demanded toll. And so he dug a hellish hole and thrust him in the chasm. The spawn of life grew far and wide. The species grew and multiplied. For hundreds lived, though thousands died. God wept within his portals. Came alligators, birds, and dogs, and elephants, and flies, and frogs, and beetles, barnacles, and hogs, and anthropoids, and mortals. And ever since that fateful day when protozoa found a way to multiply our earthly clay, they've handed us a rebus. Though we've discarded gills for little blue Viagra pills, we're far more surfeited with ills than when we were amoebas. Just think of what we might have been without cerealists and gin and broccoli and other sin that hurt beyond all measure. But still, I take a certain pride in that ancestral groom and bride, who in some ways I'm satisfied made hell on earth a pleasure.